seconds.
10.
Now whisper
seconds.
this. Whisper this because Lal will have it turned up. It'll be too loud. Don't be loud for Lal. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
go.
Yes, I got it right. I got my preparation right. I can't believe it. Hello, good evening, welcome. It's Thursday, isn't it?
Yes.
7 days since we were on last time.
Doesn't seem that long.
It doesn't, does it? It seems like... In fact, it doesn't seem like it was only yesterday I was on the telly.
That's an age thing, you see, when time passes fast.
Is that right?
So they say.
It hasn't caught up with you yet, has it not?
It probably has.
I bet you've washed the dishes today as well, haven't you?
Wash the dishes. Well,
Have you not?
I have, funnily enough.
I see, I knew. Oh, hang on. My sister-in-law's on the phone. Get the phone! She always rings at 9 o'clock when the show's starting.
But she watches it.
I know. She's watching it now. She's going to say that it was too loud. That's what it'll be. Catherine, it's all right, love. I was just taking the mickey. Like you do. Oh, and while I remember, I need to give a shout out to Charlotte and Sue, who are down in Essex, believe it or not, where Burb lives. Burb who's... Because we've got extra... There's all kinds going on tonight. You'd be surprised how many people are in this
Very
room.
posh down there, you know.
In Essex? Oh, yeah. So Charlotte and Sue's watching. Yeah. And Daniel, they'll be watching. So, hello. Is it Bay o'clock yet? That's where that sign came from. It was a present from Sue and Charlotte while we were away. Apparently they think I drink a lot. I've got no idea where they've got that from. Not a clue. Anyway, look, tonight, shall I tell you what we're doing now?
Yeah.
First off, we're going to visit Scotland.
All right.
Because on Tuesday, and we showed this last night, I know you didn't see it, but the Scottish Sports and Health Committee were taking evidence about e-cigs and their upcoming bill. So I've got a couple of clips out of that, which I think will thrill you, because I found it quite, edifying and positive and optimistic and stuff like that. And Andy Morrison was there and did a cracking job. And then there's a set of asshats in Americania, ambulance chasing dickwads, I believe is the phrase. I've seen it used somewhere, so it must be all right. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. And I've got the documentation they've got, and frankly, it doesn't make any good reading. And then the big question. Right?
Right.
High power mods, are they really necessary? So we're going to look at some and talk about them, and this is right up your street, sunshine.
Is it?
High power mods, right, exactly the kind of thing you like. But that'll all be after the titles, of course.
Of course.
Because you love the titles, don't you?
I do.
You love the music,
It's
don't
the
you?
music
It gets you going.
Mesmerising.
It's the heat banging and letting your hair down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just absolutely love it. Chief Keith says, sounds interesting, John, but I've got no idea what they're talking about. Ah, right, yes. Rob Tafey's come up with that. No, we didn't go to Oban. Oban?
Oban.
Oh,
that's good.
With the strong line for a ban. This is how this... They've taken the sign down, Sav. Did you know?
No.
They have. They've taken the sign down.
Oh.
I was driving up to Glasgow at the weekend.
Yes.
For this vape meet that are fabulous. You missed a great day. It was brilliant. And I thought, right, and I got my camera set so I could film it. On film. The sign that says...
Film it, yes.
Film it on film. The sign that says, Oban! It's closer than you think. And it wasn't there.
Oh.
They're taking it down. Obviously, the Advertising Standards Authority's been involved. And they've said,
Oban.
It's not closer than you think. It's probably further away. But never mind. We've got loads and loads of stuff for you tonight. It's going to be a fun night. I'm thoroughly going to enjoy ourselves, aren't we?
Yes.
I'm thoroughly going to enjoy ours. I've been on the cider. It's no good.
I guess that's...
Yes. I don't really care. Do you? It'll be informative, educational.
As always.
And people will go away from the show saying, well, that's taught me a lesson. What?
Go away stimulated.
Pardon?
Stimulated.
You've been
Is that
looking
not
at
the word you're looking for?
You've been looking at that gas cylinder my wife bought yesterday. I'm pretty sure that's what she said it was. Anyway,
I haven't seen a gas cylinder.
have you not?
No.
Well, I'll show you it later.
All right.
Don't show it to Vicky.
Right.
Oh, you'll feel
Special gas cylinder.
Oh, you'll feel insecure. I'm telling you. I'll show you next week, viewers. Shall we start?
What does she want it for?
Pardon? No, she didn't want it. I wanted it.
Ah, right.
But when I unwrapped it, her eyes lit up. You'll see next week.
Right.
Shall we start the show?
think we're better,
I think
yes.
we're hard because we might overrun anyway.
Digress.
I'm in a garrulous mood tonight.
I can see that.
Can you?
It's the drink.
It's it's the shirt.
God.
Matches me shorts. Do you match anyway?
Oh, the blue does, yes.
Pardon? Oh, aye. Yes, so you know,
that's
colour
all right.
coordinated.
Yes.
Oh, aye. Will you shut up and stop distracting?
Me?
Aye.
Bloody hell.
Here we go with tonight's Haze Hour. on Thursday the 3rd of September 2015. So hello!
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
And welcome to
The
Haze Hour! Yes, and here we are. We're actually here. Right. Sensible face on, David, because we've got to cover stuff. Right, now, if you were watching the show last night, which I know you weren't.
I was out.
Were you?
Last night, yes.
Where were you? Playing with your organ?
Yes.
Oh, you dirty bugger. Right, so if you saw the show last night, and if you haven't, you should go and watch it, because we actually played in the whole of the proceedings from the Scottish Sports and Health Committee deliberating the new bill in Scotland that covers e-cigs and tobacco smoking and various other things. And there were 4 people, count them, giving evidence. There was Andy Morrison from the NNA, New Nicotine Alliance, hence the bans,
Right.
who did a cracking job. There was Linda Bold, Professor Linda Bold from the University of Stirling, who's big into this kind of stuff.
Okay.
She was there. There was Simon Clark from Forest.
All
You know
right.
Forest?
Yes, Forest.
Yes.
Yes.
The smoking people. That's, yeah. He was superb.
Was he?
Oh, absolutely right, he was superb. And then there was Sheila Duffy, enough said, from Ash, Scotland, who paid lip service to e-cigs, but yeah, God, you got the impression her heart wasn't. Hang on, I'll do it the way she. You got the impression her heart wasn't in it. You just got the impression her heart wasn't in it. Yes, we think e-cigs are a good thing. Yes, we do. But on the other hand,
She's
cigarettes
probably just timid.
She's not timid. She's out butt. But now, the thing that got me about the whole thing going on up in Scotland at this committee meeting was the MSPs, the members of the Scottish Parliament.
Oh yes, Nicola and company.
Well, she wasn't there.
No.
She's not on the committee because she's the boss.
Yes.
But a few of her compatriots were there.
Right.
And I'm going to say the impression that I got was that the bulk of them seemed to think that this whole banning cigarettes on hospital grounds altogether was a bit much.
Right.
Here's an example. This is members of the Scottish Parliament edited out that are kind of saying, hang on, have we got this right? Have a listen.
I'm a smoker. I agree that people shouldn't smoke outside the hospital, but should we not make it the point that Mr. Clark has been quite forceful on, and the point I'm trying to make is maybe 100-yard, 200-yard radius within the hospital entrance, that people should be able to smoke there. Now,
do you think this bill strikes the balance? For instance, do we have within the bill enough there for the exemptions to be flexible enough, say within health boards, to have areas designated as potentially maybe a smoking area, because it is seen as it is the preferred route for that person's health and well-being, albeit maybe going through a cessation program or whatever, but maybe due to mental illness, psychiatric conditions, whatever, it is felt that we need those specific areas within the health boards. And do you think the enforcement aspect that we're talking about is proportionate?
And there you are, right? So is it proportionate that smoking's banned? Do you not think we should be making some, or taking into account the fact that people, you know, with mental conditions and stuff like that, they're not there to stop smoking. They're there because they're poorly, you know? And then the guy that was a smoker saying, hang on, let's get real about this. It's like we're actually imposing on people. And there was the guy in front of the last bloke that spoke made a great point, and I didn't pull it out and I should have done, but he started by asking, how effective is cold turkey as a quitting method, right?
So just to pick up on that, are they saying that in Scotland they don't even have in their hospital grounds smoking shelters like
not
we
anymore.
do?
Not anymore. No. All of the local health authorities have banned smoking on hospital grounds.
In Scotland?
In Scotland.
Right.
So this is a kind of, they're trying to get things sorted out. So there was lots and lots of questions about this, and lots of questions saying, hang on a minute, you know, is this right? That we're expecting to see people, you know, with a catheter up the doodah.
Well, you see them standing outside with their drip stands, don't you, in their pyjamas?
Yes.
At least you do here.
Well, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. And they were saying, look, you know, is this right? Are we actually being compassionate to people? And more to the point, and Simon Clark made this point very well, I thought, that it was being vindictive. It's anything but compassionate. And that, you know, and I know, and you know, and everybody watching this show will know, because we were all smokers. If you've had some really bad news, devastating news, as a smoker, what's the first thing you do?
Reach for a cigarette.
Absolutely right, you light up. Now, Sheila Duffy, bless her little cotton socks, said that's rubbish. They don't get any comfort from it, smokers, because clinical trials have shown that cigarettes don't reduce stress.
Has she been a smoker?
I'd like to smoke her. I don't think she ever has been a smoker.
Well, how can she know?
Well, exactly.
How can she know?
How can she possibly know? And she can't. So yes, that was kind of that little bit. That was MSPs already looking at the right way to think, I think. And it kind of it moved on from that little lot, because one of the proposals that they've got up there, I mean, they're gonna get something out of this. There's gonna be some kind of restriction and regulation. You're never ever gonna get rid of it, are you?
No.
There's something's gonna happen, so they've got to get something. And then we're talking about a register of retailers of, on the one hand, tobacco, cigarettes, and on the other hand, e-cigs. But I wanted to check something with you, because you'll remember this. But I remember that you used to have a license to sell tobacco years and years ago.
You did.
I'm right on that.
I mean, my parents had a shop, and they had a license to sell tobacco. Yes.
So I'm not wrong on that.
No.
Right. So basically, this is going back to the old days.
Yes.
And this is what they were talking about. And the proposal, the initial proposal, is that register, that license, should be for both tobacco and e-cigs, right?
Right.
But, and
But what's that going to do? Having a license?
well, according to Sheila Duffy and according to Linda Bald, there is a need for this kind of thing because, and Sheila Duffy was, she quite got up my nose about this, it'll be useful for academics. It'll be useful for enforcement, so trading standards, apparently, can go and enforce standards or something if they know. If, in other words, if you haven't got a license, they can go and slap a fine on you, I suppose.
I just don't follow the logic of that at all.
Well, that would be
Not
you and me
at all.
both. Anyway, the proposal was that it would be one combined cigarettes and e-cigs. And again, to a
Along
man...
with alcohol, of course.
No. Alcohol's a completely separate thing. Different license.
Well, yes, but I'm saying...
But rather than just be a license for tabs and a license for e-cigs, it would be a license for tabs and e-cigs was where they were at. Lumping e-cigs in other words, with tabs. But I've got some Vido on that as well. And this was from MSPs and from the various different members of the panel. And again, this is quite optimistic. Have a listen.
We would like to see a totally separate register, but I understand that that may be a costly process. It would be, I've had notification from the Scottish Government that the outward-facing part of it will try to distinguish between NVPs and tobacco. We would like to see it totally separate, but if it's not possible, then...
Any other views on that?
That I've certainly made it very clear that I don't think it should be the same register. I can see that the idea of a register is useful for enforcing, giving trading standards a tool to enforce the underage sales issue, which we've all agreed is important. But I don't think it should be the same register as tobacco, and certainly it shouldn't be presented as the same register because they're not the same products. We need to do much more to get rid of tobacco from Scottish society, and definitely not focus on trying to get rid of e-cigarettes because they potentially will save lives for some people.
Sheila?
I think there have been two advantages to having a register of those retailing tobacco, and one is that enforcement officers know who's selling it where and can engage and educate, and the other is that we can, it's access for academics to see how things change. Now this is a very fluid, emerging, changing market, and I think that data would be very helpful. But I agree with the points that Linda and Andy have made, that for it to look different when a retailer is going in to register may help just to distinguish the products.
See, that was Sheila Duffy. That was Sheila Duffy coming in, supporting e-cigs over tobacco. That was her. That was her. She was doing that.
That was her, wasn't it?
Yes, that was her. She was doing that. She was supporting e-cigs over tobacco, in a roundabout sort of way. You know. What?
Yes, she did come across.
She does.
Like
she
that,
comes across like that. Very smiley.
Yes.
Very, very smiley. I won't say what I said last night in private to Savin. No, I just won't, because that's probably wrong. It would probably be very wrong. Yes, just to clarify for people who are wondering, NVPs, November Victoria Pyjamas, is nicotine vapor product. Apparently, this is what? Is that not right?
So, what's the feel you get of the sort of overall view of Scottish members?
Pardon?
And the view of the Scottish hierarchy?
Well, it's a little bit mixed. Do you want to see one of the Calvinists that was on the committee?
Yes.
You know the Calvinists, the referees.
Yes.
You've got to do what you're told in the good book. We had one. This is a woman who's actually, in charge of making sure Scotland runs perfectly. You
right.
can, the new. And she's patently not got a bloody clue. She's got a red jacket. I'm supposing that she's probably Labour or certainly to the left. Have a look at this. Don't blame me if you vomit on your keyboard.
Some of the evidence we received, and I'm sorry I can't remember who provided this, was that only one
brand of e-cigarette has been approved as nicotine replacement therapy and that's not available. Is that the case?
It's not actually an e-cigarette. There's a device called Voke, which is more like a nicotine. It's more like an asthma inhaler. That's made by Nicoventures, a branch of British American Tobacco that has been granted a medicinal license in the UK, but it's not yet come to market. But it's not really an e-cigarette. But that's the only one we have. There are no electronic cigarettes that are available as medicines anywhere in the world. As licensed medicines.
Oops. I removed that quickly because that woman in the red jacket annoyed me.
I'm sorry, I just see all of this is completely disproportionate when you think of the problems that the country, the UK, including Scotland, face, and you've got that sort of thing being debated at that kind of level. It just is despairing.
Stop sitting on the fence, Keith. Tell us what you really think.
Well, I am, in a polite way, I hope.
Completely.
No, I mean, you know, really.
I know. Oh, it's going to get better a bit later on, don't you worry.
Talk about the bloody nanny state.
Well, exactly right. Now, I should point out, for those of you that don't know this, you were very much a socialist, were you not?
Yes.
Yes. And yet, even though the Labour Party today is very much in favour of the nanny state, I think you've moved away from that a bit, haven't you?
Slightly.
Libertarian, aren't you?
No, that, as you well know, was on two issues.
Yes.
Two issues.
No, I think it's, I mean, seriously, honestly, truthfully, you know, when they start getting on about stuff like this, it grinds my gears for me. It really does. Especially when you've got somebody who's sitting in a position of authority and power like that and does not know that A, Voke is not an e-cig, and does not know that B, the MHRA ain't never going to allow an e-cig to be a medicinal product for the simple reason that it can't be anywhere in the world. It cannot. An e-cig cannot be a medicinal product. It's not going to happen. Not in my lifetime.
You know, I was thinking of some of the, you know, the encouraging stuff we were listening to last week. And then you've got this kind of contrast.
I know it's weird, isn't it? Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
It does make you wonder.
You know, had they sat and read the Public Health England report, they probably would. They would have been justified in saying, actually, tell you what, lads, well, no bother, scrap it, throw it out. That's what I should have done, in my view. However, one last thing, got to do this, and this is kind of the support for e-cigs that there was. This exemplifies it. This is how much support e-cigs were getting in their meeting, and this is partly what's left me quite so optimistic about the situations in Scotland. Have a listen.
Yeah, we've had some evidence about that. I mean, I think there is a general consensus that better with an e-cigarette as a cigarette. I mean, is this contradictory? Do people feel that it's a bit contradictory in terms of the banning e-cigarettes alongside tobacco in and around? Does it not send the wrong message? I think we had evidence in the past, if you treat people with an e-cigarette the same as you would someone smoking, then you're sending the wrong message here. Does it actually harm our actions in trying to get people to reduce their smoking?
I mean, I think the bill as it's currently drafted in relation to hospital grounds is very clear that e-cigarettes are not included in that in terms of the enforcement and the penalties that will follow with that. And I think that's absolutely
but I
right.
also
think, importantly, there is a place for NVPs in this as well. We shouldn't, that's why it's so important not to ban nicotine e-cigarette use in NHS grounds, because an alternative for a staff member, of course, is not just a nicotine patch, it's an e-cigarette as well. So I do think those alternatives and that support are really crucial.
Okay.
Yes, and that actually, I think, was the way the whole meeting read it.
Right.
Maybe the lassie in the red coat and the doctor that was sat down at this end might not have read it that way, but the rest of them definitely did. The overall impression I got was that Linda, Andy and Simon, and to some degree Sheila, to give her fair dues, a fair crack of the whip. The smiley woman. To give her... Do you want to go to the toilet, Sav?
What?
I just thought I'd ask.
Got to go to the toilet.
Just stretch.
No, to give her our due, I mean, she did say the right things. She padded them a little bit, but she did say the right things. And yes, I think overwhelmingly, the impression I got was that there was support for e-cigs, which is a good thing.
Yes.
But that's not what's happening in the United States of America.
It wouldn't, would it?
No, seamless link into this next.
Everything's extreme there.
Well, here's extreme for you. Have you ever watched that thing on telly called what's it called? It's gone now. Suits, but firm of solicitors in New York.
No.
Oh, have a watch of that after you've
I
seen
make
this.
it a rule very rarely to watch American drama.
Oh, it's worth watching this because it gives you some idea of what it's all about, and it's all about that. The theme music for it is called the Greenback Boogie.
Right.
It's all about
Is
money.
it better than our theme music, or?
That's debatable. And
Yes.
whether that's a singular debate or a mass debate, it's entirely up to you. Yes. Shall we? How we doing for time? Oh, bugger. Better take some adverts. I'll take some adverts, then I'll cover this. The show may go over. I wasn't expecting doing quite as long as that. We'll go away for a couple of minutes, and then we'll be back, and then it's going to be, yes. I'll gloss over it. It'll be fine. Don't go anywhere. Back in 2.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Award-winning service and products from cloud9vaping.co.uk.
Joytech UK are proud sponsors of vapetrails.tv.
And we're back in the room, me and Keith and Sav and Bob. It's not Sav and Dave, that's like rabbit. Yeah. No, it's not. What? You alright?
I'm fine, yes,
Good.
thank you. Yes,
Good. You won't be after this.
Right.
Because if you thought you were calm now, have you got 36 milligram in that?
I don't know.
Oh, well, I'll give you
I don't
something.
think so.
I'll give you something high powered in a bit. Let's go to this. Press button number 2, David. There you go. A smoking gun, it says. Cancer-causing chemicals in e-cigarettes. There's alliteration there, you know. Cancer-causing chemicals in e-cigarettes. My big, fat, hairy jacksie. Right. This is from Worky Pig. Scroll. It's not going to scroll, is it? Scroll, you swine. I hate this damn PC. There we go. Right. Let's go to the summary. This is from an outfit called CEH, the Centre for Environmental Health, right? And this is the reason I asked you whether you'd seen Suits, because actually what they are ambulance chasing lawyers,
Right.
is what they are. Of 2201 Broadway, Suite 302, Oakland, California. So that's an expensive place. And their website's there. This is a report written by Carolyn Cox, the research director at the Centre for Environmental Health. And it says, e-cigarettes, technically known as electronic nicotine delivery systems, have become big business. No shit, Sherlock. While e-cigarettes have been widely marketed for less than a decade, today US sales are about $3.5 billion a year, and some estimates say that about 10% of Americans have used them. Use by teens has grown exponentially. You know the rest of what's coming there. It's like it's glancy and crap, right? Let's get to the bad bit. Oh, right. What are e-cigarettes? You like this bit? Not a lot, but you will. It says products can be classified into three broad types: cigalikes, also called mini e-cig, and slims. Hang on, I've never heard that before. Have you ever heard them called slims, Saf? Nah. Have you, Keith?
No.
No, if you've ever heard them called slims, especially if you've got any Americanians or Canadians in from Canada, type it into chat if you've ever heard them called slims, because I'm bloody sure I haven't. About the size and shape of conventional cigarettes, it says, often disposable and pre-filled with liquid, but may also be sold in a two-piece with a replaceable cartridge. Cigalikes. Also called mini e-cigs or slims. Then egos, also called vape pens, slightly larger in length and width than cigalikes, with a larger, more powerful battery, and usually with a refillable tank or replaceable cartridge. That's close to being right. Mods, known as modules. 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 They call the buggers modules. This is how well researched they are, right? Mods, that's... excuse me while I just take my module. I've just got my module in my hand. Right, so from here on in, everybody, right, these are now modules. Okay, the modules. I'll just have a drink of some cider. Excuse you. You alright, you? Aye, well, get on. Let's go back to it then. These larger products make use of reusable fillable tanks or cartridges, more powerful batteries capable of variable voltage and wattage with different types of atomizers and heating elements, typically for more experienced users. Well, that's about right, I suppose. Anyway, it goes through a whole load of crap and then gets to our review of 97 e-cigarettes and other vaping products is the first to show through testing of actual products purchased from major retailers based on real world use that the majority of e-cigarette products tested produce high levels of the cancer causing chemicals formaldehyde and acetaldehyde. Right? Now you would think at this point there'd be some evidence. Let's scroll through the rest of the document and see if we can find some evidence, shall we? Are we sitting comfortably? Then let's begin. Right, here comes the evidence. No, that's about the e-cigarette industry. Right. No, that's about protection of the public health, in particular. No, that's not evidence. Evidence, e-cigarettes in California. This will be evidence, Keith. It'll be evidence. Look, here's some evidence. No, it's not. It's talking about Proposition 65, formerly known as the Safe Drinking Water and Toxic Enforcement Act. It's California's consumer protection law concerning toxic chemicals. Proposition 65 requires businesses to warn Californians about products that expose consumers to a significant amount of chemicals that cause cancer or reproductive harm. I'm here to tell you, if you go on holiday to California, yeehaw, you go there, right? And you go into a coffee bar, there's a notice, right, beside the coffee machine that says, the coffee served in this establishment contains carcinogens known to the state of California to cause reproductive defects and cancer. And outside hotels, right beside the doorway to a hotel, Professor Brian Cox stood there pointing at it and going and tweeted, "What the hell is this shit?" That is what he tweeted, right? This establishment contains products which are known to the state of California to contain carcinogens which can cause cancer and reproductive defects in fetuses and babies and things and make you very poorly. Then everything's got to
only happen there.
Well, we're only in bloody California by the looks of it. Shall we go back and see if there's any evidence? Because so far, all I've found is justification for taking the piss out of them. But let's carry on.
Is this supposed to be groundbreaking stuff?
You'll find out in a minute what they're going to do with all of this, right? Because that's the stupid part. Let's go back, right? Boldness has it. Yeah, that's an advert. Our testing. Oh, evidence. It's evidence, Keith. It's evidence. Here's evidence. Look. The Centre for Environmental Health purchased 97 e-cigarettes and other vaping products between February and July 2015. Our purchasing included combinations of e-cigarettes, devices and liquids or cartridges. There was 15 disposable devices in big letters, look. 32 cartridge devices in big letters as well. 50 refillable devices in big letters. Look at that. And it says we commissioned an independent lab to test the products for 2 chemicals, acetaldehyde and formaldehyde. Both California and the Federal National Toxicology Program have classified these as cancer-causal chemicals. They have. Oh, I'm so scared. Right. Cancer is not the only health hazard linked to exposure to these chemicals. Both chemicals, according to the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, or NIOSH, also cause genetic damage, birth defects and reduced fertility. Reduced fertility. Like, that's going to affect you and me, Keith. We'll not be fathering any babies according to them. Let's carry on. Right. We contracted with a leading cigarette testing laboratory that is accredited by the American Association for Laboratory Accreditation, and that has been testing both cigarettes and e-cigarettes for many years. Many years. Not just since February. Where is it? They performed the tests using standard smoking machines that simulate how consumers use the products. No, they bloody don't. Excuse me. Right, look, we were all smokers, weren't we?
Yes.
Right. Did you ever smoke a fag like this?
No.
No. Did you ever smoke a fag like this? Bloody thing, switch on. I hate this. Damn stupid bloody thing. Locked, click 5 times, just didn't switch it off. Pig. Press it again. Does that look like a fag to you?
No.
Can a machine use one of those?
No.
So they're talking out their arses. Back we go. Yes, a previous study finding formaldehyde in e-cigarettes has been criticised for using unrealistically high temperatures. Our testing found high levels of the chemical in e-cigarettes at temperatures common for normal use. No, it bloody didn't! No evidence yet, though. Say, they haven't told us how they did it. They haven't told us what the results were. They haven't told us anything. Oh, look, there it is. There it is. Massive big letters. Acetaldehyde, formaldehyde, cancer-causing chemicals. But I'm giving away the plot. Our results. We found that e-cigarette exposed users to significant amounts of cancer-causing gases. In some cases, the amounts are extremely high. We found formaldehyde exposures up to 473 times the Proposition 65 safety level. Remember, if you drink a coffee in California, you're killing yourself, according to them. Yes, almost 90%, 21 of 24. That's 80%. Of the companies whose products we tested had one or more products that produced hazardous amounts of one or both chemicals in violation of California law. Now here's the bit. The companies producing at least one product with high levels of one or both cancer-causing chemicals are, you'll recognise some of these, Artisan, quite big, Avail, quite big, E-Puffer, very big, Eversmoke, huge, International Vapor, ginormous, Joytech, only the biggest e-cig company on the planet, Imperial Tobacco ITG Group, Enjoy, never heard of Enjoy, they're one of the big ones, Nico Pure, I know them as well, Pax Labs, Pax don't do e-cigs, they do heat not burn, but never mind, Reynolds, well yes, Ritchie, Smoke Envy, SS Choice, Totally Wicked, United Tobacco, Vaping, Vaporcorp, Vapor for Life, VMR Products and White Cloud. Now,
what's the relevance of listing all of those?
They are the people that they are going to take to court.
Right.
And what they are going to do is try and get a settlement out of court. The greenback boogie. You've got your finger up, Sav. Speak to me.
Chat has come up with the perfect thing to describe what you've just written. Wrote. Try that again. Red.
Right, go on then.
Just red.
What is it?
This came from Jay Summers and he said, It's Bollijules, written by Twadjules.
Bollijules, written by Twadjules. Thank you for that. I can go for that. Bollijules. Yes, it's a load of Bollijules. Bollijules, that's the word. Bollijules. Yes, so the bottom line on it is, Keith, what they are going to do is they're going to take all of those companies to court and try and get money out of them.
So this is not really a public health group. You said earlier that you thought they were sort of ambulance chasing lawyers?
Yes, that's what they are. That's what they are. There was a 22-year-old recently, what's the word, I've finished at the University of California in Berkeley, who was saying that all of these pro-vapers, she didn't see any of them in her science classes. There's a reason for that, Pet, and I'm going to tell you what it is. Most of them were going to Oxford and Cambridge, proper bloody universities, not the shit sheets you go to. That's why. Proper English universities where we actually teach people properly, and you're not subject to the prevarications and egregious obfuscations of the likes of, for instance, just mentioning his name, Professor, I'll call him Professor because I'm being polite, Stanton Glantz, who patently doesn't know maths, doesn't know science, and isn't qualified to talk about them. You've been taught by him, love. You're nout. You know nothing. You are the Jon Snow of e-cigs. You know nothing. I went to a good university in the United Kingdom, the great British Isles that we live in England. I did, and I studied the primary sciences, and I'm telling you now, I'd put my degree ahead of your degree any day in the world. Darling, you're talking out your arse. But never mind, let's carry on, yes. So, what?
No, it's all right, all right. Yeah.
I said it was going to get ranty, didn't I?
You did, yes.
Yes. So that's what they're doing. And seriously, if if they're going to take on companies like Joytech and Totally Wicked, to name but two, and then if you're going to take on Imperial Tobacco, please, they've got more money than the most of America, frankly, Imperial Tobacco has, and you're doing it on flawed science. You're going to get caught out. And I've got to be honest, I'm looking forward to this going to court.
Well, do you think it will?
I hope it will. I hope they get buried, and they will. Because their science is pure bunkum.
I just find it absolutely staggering.
It's boldules, is what it is. It's boldules. Staggering. Only in the States. It's not the only one. There's another one happening in New York as well, where they're saying, this is the good one, where they're trying to get a class action together, but they got denied in the first place, and they're regrouping now. This was to say that the advertising on behalf of Enjoy and Views and one or two others was misleading because it said e-cigs were safer than cigarettes. I bet the Public Health England announcements really pissed them off. That's why Mad Stan's been going so crackers with his tweets, you know. Because obviously he's going to have to downgrade his yacht. And he'll not be able to put the petrol in his rolls, will he? I mean, bloody hell.
Downgrade his yacht.
Seriously, honestly, truthfully. Look, enough of that. Shall we do something decent after the adverts?
Yes.
Let's talk about mods. Let's go crackers and blast some clouds, eh?
That's amazing.
You're amazed, are you? Tell everybody you're amazed. Look at that camera and say I'm amazed.
I'm amazed.
There you are. He's amazed. Keith's amazed. You don't often say that. How amazed are you? Really, really amazed? Or just a bit?
Well, it's... no, I won't say any more. No.
What you mean is those Americans are arseholes?
Well, yes.
There you are. It's fair enough. And on that bombshell, we'll go at the adverts. Back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Dripper selection boxes now come in 0 and 3mg strengths. So tell Dripper the kind of flavours you like and we'll send you 70ml of some of the world's most exciting flavours every month. With free delivery anywhere in Europe, treat yourself to a Dripper box today.
Dripper.co.uk.
Healthy Vape, UK purveyor of e-cigarettes and e-liquids. Proud sponsors of vaping entertainment on Vapor Trails TV.
look off some more. So that's it. We're now only going to talk about modules on the show.
You want to try and seek an interview with the guy behind that.
I'll leave that up to Marco. I can't be asked. I'm not going to give them the oxygen of publicity, frankly. Not after that.
See what, talk to them about their article, which was full of molecules.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bollojules.
That's such a good word.
Bollojules, I love that.
I love that. It had me absolutely wet myself.
Oh, it's added 1 or 2 viewers by the looks of it. Come on here, Dave, talking about bollojules. Oh, we're back live.
Oh,
yes, I hadn't realised. We're back live. Good Lord. That's what happens when you don't have the sound on and you're not looking at what you're doing. Yes, we were just talking about bollojules, as you probably gathered. Yes, well, shall we talk about modules?
Right, then.
Now, I trailed this as you know, high power modules. Are high power modules absolutely, we're going to call it that, right? Are high power modules necessary? E-cig modules. And I have a new module. I can't keep that up for very long. But let's go to that cam, belly cam, and we'll have an array of high power modules, right? Here we have a White Snow Wolf, a 200 watt module, which has a Canthal build on top of it. Here we have a DNA 200. It's called a boxed, and it's 3D printed, and it arrived yesterday. And it's from esource.co.uk. On top of which is now these what are we going to use? Oh, a tancodule. There's a tancodule on the top of that. The tancodule is a Zephyrus tancodule, and then this module here is a Sigeli 150 watt TC, and the tancodule on the top of that is a Tube Tank Pro, which is in TC mode. And then here we have the ubiquitous Spider mod that I was swearing at earlier on, which is a Camry K50 module with and thanks again to Tristan, with a Kanga mini sub-tank mini tancodule. Sub-odule tancodule mini-odule on top of it is what it is. Sub-odule tancodule mini-odule.
Clear as crystal.
Yes, it's what you said, Keith. It's as clear as crystal. It definitely is. Now, I've been playing about with all of them, and this is going to be the world's quickest review of 4 modules you'll ever hear in your life. Right, the quickest review, and I'm going to do it like this. Let's go back to belly cam. We're going to say, I didn't expect to, but I really like the Sigeli 150 in temperature control mode. It works, and it works well with nickel coils. I'm going to say about the boxed with the DNA 200 in it. Now that I've got it running the way I want it, it's absolutely cracking, and I really like it. I'm just not sure about the battery life yet, and I'll explain a bit more. The Snow Wolf annoys the buggery odule out of me. It really, really does, because the damn thing switches itself off. It doesn't just go into sleep mode, it goes to bed. It dies. And then when you go to switch it on, and it might do it now because it's been off for a while, I'm going to go to close odule, up odule, cam odule, and see if we can get it on. Let's close up all, right, there we are. No, it's the wrong way up, you stupid bugger, Dawn. Bug odule, I'm sorry, bug odule. Right, oh look, it's come on, right? But when it goes to sleep, you'll have heard me say earlier on I needed 5 clicks to make it work. But that's working quite nicely. And then we come to the Spider module, which I picked up at the weekend. It was 45 quid or something like that, and it annoys the bejesus out of us. There you have, pressed the button to fire it, look, and now look, you can see what's happening. Nothing, it's locked. So 5 clicks, right, and then press the button, and at once, is it a new coil? No, it's the same bloody coil I've been using on it all day, thank you very much. And finally it decides to fire. Let's go to camera 2 and I'll have a suck on it. The tancodule is fine. The module itself is creating all kinds of havoc for me. It looks really, really pretty. I do love the look of it. I love the feel of it. It's crap though. I suppose if you've got it in your hand, have a suck if you like. It'll suit you, that. I'm going to say it'll not suit Lorien. There'll be a lot of people that don't like spiders. I think it looks gorgeous, but the software really wants sorting out. Any good to you?
No.
No, I didn't think so. No, bit much?
Yes.
Bit, so that's safe.
Yeah, it is.
It's safe. Oh, well, that one's safe. Right, now the Snow Wolf, like I say, this is a 200 watt jobby. And I have, well, go on, I'm going to be daft. I'm going to take it up to 100 watts. Woohoo! I'll show you. Put it up on closey up, close audio up audio, cam audio. Whoops, wrong one. There we are. So you can see 91, 91 and a half, 92, 92 and a half, 93, 93 and a half, 4, 5. Whoops, down one. Boink. 100 wadoules on the module with the drip and atodule. The drip module. Yeah, right, aye. Shut up, David. Go on. So here we go. Now, I have been learning about dripping with this Twisted Messes, and the idea is you keep it wet. Bob told me that.
Did he?
Yeah, Bob told me that. Treat it like your girlfriend, keep it wet. Wish me luck as you wave me goodbye. 100 wadoules on the module into the dripping atodule. Are you ready? Here we go. I think we can safely say that works. When the Snow Wolf is switched on, Sav, has DD got a TVF4 on the way? Not yet, but I will have. Rotten sods, make me buy things. 100 wadoules on this module with this atodule that you drip odule into is, yeah. Would I go to 200 watts on it? Oh, what have I just done? All right then. Let's see where we go. Let's take it up to 150 wadoules. Whoops, that's 164. I want to be accurate. It's good to be accurate. It's like a politician. You have to be accurate. Go to belly cam, David, belly cam. Drip odule into the atodule on top of the module, because this is going to need to be really wet. And here's the thing about this, right? I'm going to speak to camera one on this one. Right, now, look. Do us a favour while you're sitting watching this, even if you're watching video on demand. You do this as well, Keith. Right? You need to put your mod down, your module, your e-cig ule, down ule.
Down.
Okay.
Yes.
Get your finger odule and stick it in your mouth odule so that your finger odule becomes wet. Not for too long, you're not practicing. And then stick your finger odule in front of your mouth odule and blow at it. What do you feel? What do you feel?
Air hitting my finger.
Yes, but what's happening to your finger end when you blow
It's dry.
And what's happening? Is it getting any hotter?
Warmer, yes.
Really?
Yes.
You're perverted, you, mate. It should cool. A little bit further away.
Oh, right.
You feel cool. It's called the chill factor, like a wind chill factor.
Yes.
Now, the thing is, you see, when you suck air over a coil odule, when you suck air over a coil odule that's got juice odule on it, the air going over the coil odule that's got juice odule on it takes the heat away from the coil odule. Do it sensibly, David. It takes heat away. When the airflow is fast enough, it keeps the heat down, takes the heat away. I'm going to have a blast at 150 watts now, and let's see what happens. Yeah, it's working. Go to camera 2, and that is what you call cloudy. Now, I have met up with various different people that use really, really high powered wattage on a Canthal build, which is what that is. And by God, woo, Nick Rush. That's even better than the side of that, Keith.
If you say so.
I wouldn't suggest you had a go. I'm going to have another talk. Yeah. If I fall over, it's not my fault. I'm getting throat hit on the way out, never mind on the way down. That is, yes, right. With temperature control, I tell you what I found with this DNA 200. Once it hits temperature, and I'm running at about 490 degrees in the Fahrenheit scale. Bob, stop it. Bob's fogging his camera out. I won't show you. I will when he's not looking. It's not running above 30 watts. If you're running temperature controlled, 35 watts is probably all you need. But what I'm going to tell you is it gets up to temperature very, very quickly. With that Canthal build at 150 watts, it's hitting temperature very quickly, but I wouldn't like to get a dry hit on it. And I think you would have to know what you were doing. It's definitely not for beginners. And the same applies to the Sigeli with a tankodule on top of it. A module with a tankodule, no, you're probably not going to want to be up there. It's going to be dripping only where you can control the amount of juice that's on the coils. And seriously, if you saw the amount of juice that went on there, it needs a lot. If you've got the airflow, you can keep the coil cool. If you haven't got the airflow, you're never going to keep the coil cool. So it comes back to what our, I'm going to call them friends, because I'm not supposed to use the word fuckwits, in America, have been on about with their overheating things. If you stick 150 watts into a CE4 or something like that, you are going to get nasties, right? But I can stick 150 watts into that Twisted Messes with a twin Canthal build on it, and it's not a tidy one, and it ain't giving nasties, and I know about nasties. What it's doing is it's giving me really dense vapour. So the question that I posed in the teaser to the show was, are high wattage mods really necessary? And I'm going to say this. If you're working on temperature control, no, they're probably not. But much like a Ferrari will get you up to the national speed limit like that, 2.67 seconds, if you know how to drive one, and will stick to the road like glue with a 5.2 litre twin turbocharged, God knows what else on it engine, you would take half a week to get there with a Fiat Cinquecento, wouldn't you?
Yes.
You speak as a man that had a 4.2 litre Jag. Was it 4.2 litre?
No.
What was it?
2.8.
2.8.
Yeah.
See, there are people out there in public health that would say a 2.8 litre engine's far too big, and it's not, is it?
No.
No. So look, here's the thing. With this 200 watt DNA 200 boxer mod, I can't really read it. It gets you where you want to go quickly, and it gets you there sticking to the road like glue. I've been watching the software. Have a look at what Matt Gerish did, Matt in the Cave, Wednesday night. Have a look what he did about the e-scribe software that you can get with the DNA 200, and it shows you what's going on. And I'm telling you now, I cannot think of anything less risky to the health than using something like that. Temperature control, it's all good, whether it's nickel, whether it's titanium, and that's entirely up to what you want to use. It'll work with stainless steel as well. I'm quite impressed by it, I've got to be honest. You can see how quick it gets up to speed. You'll hear it. Listen. On a tankodule.
I mean, it's obviously fit for purpose, but
Certainly
I mean, in terms of quality, I really think it's lacking.
Oh, look, I'm not going to go... All right, let's take it to bits. Let's go to belly cam. Belly cam, what are they feeding you? Right, take it to bitsy time. Have we got time for this, Sav? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course we have. It slides off, the back slides off like that, and there's the battery, look. So it's not like an 18650 or anything like that. And it levers out, and you can see, if I go on to closey up you can, dink, no, that one, no, that one. Right, there it is, in all its glory. You can see a bit better. This is a lithium polymer battery. There are 3 of them in there. They're 1000 milliamp hour each a piece, and they put together to form a 3-cell thing. And you can see the width. Look at the thickness of that cabling, and the same going up here. to the 510 connector. I mean, it is well built, right? The case might not be as, what's the word I'm looking for? It's managed to get me.
And is that reflected in the price?
Not really. No. Whoops. Not really reflected in the price, Keith. It's 159 quid. That's what I've paid for it. 159 notes is what I've paid for it. But I really wanted it. Now, there are cheaper going to come on the market. Vapor Shark is coming out with one. And I honestly do believe that Vapor Shark will have it probably sorted. This has taken two lots of firmware updates to get it to where it is now, and it's now bang up to date and doing exactly what it should do. It's doing exactly what it says on the tin. It's working very well. I think the battery capacity is probably a little bit low for my usage because I'm running it at fairly high wattage in temperature controlled mode, and it is working very well. I shall demonstrate again. And that, as I say, is on a Zephyrus. I mean, it's a tank.
Yes, no doubt. It's you know, technically very
capable,
efficient, and capable.
It is.
But the case to me is cheap and nasty. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it's 3D printed, Keith. It's not like it's been, you know, cast in aluminium and all that kind of stuff. And it's. It gets you where you want to go. There will be people that think that that's the best thing since sliced bread.
Oh yeah,
right.
Matter of opinion.
And it's exactly, you know, I mean, I go and look at cars, right? The easiest way I can ever do this is by talking about cars. I drive around in a Range Rover, which, you know, we bought out of the savings we'd made by not smoking, really.
Yeah.
I think the build quality on that is fabulous. And then I go and try some of the other stuff and you think the build quality is not as fabulous, but there are people that think it's absolutely marvellous. Yes, I think the build quality is a bit less good than it could be. It's not brilliant build quality, it isn't. But in terms of what it's doing it well.
Oh, well, that's...
You know?
Yeah.
That said, when the Vapor Shark DNA 200 comes out, yes, I'll be getting one. And there'll be other ones that I'll be getting as well, because I quite like the DNA 200 and the way it works. You can see what's happening, it's great. The software is, dink, there's the software, look. It does all kinds. I'm not going to go into it, Matt's already done it, so there's no need for me to go and have a look at what he did. I expected that when I did this little segment tonight, I was going to say you don't need 200 watts, but I'm absolutely certain there are people out there that do. There are people out there that want it. And if it suits you, that's fine.
Makes the wattage I used.
Yeah, you're at 11 watts, aren't you?
No, it's 13.7.
You devil.
I know.
13.7 watts. It's shocking, isn't it? Absolutely shocking. Somebody's, yes. Neil Roth said, yes, I heard, but it looks at 3D printing is not high quality for 150 plus squids. You're right. You're right. I can't argue the point. You are right. It's not the quality you would expect.
You know, look
I haven't put it back together very well. And it is meant to have the hole in the bottom. It is comfy in the hand though. Got to tell you, it is really comfy. It fits my hand really nicely and it's not too bulky.
Well, at the end of the day, as you say, it's about vapour production, the wattage, etc., etc.
Yes. And the temperature control. I do like the temperature control. I'm a big fan. Most people know that, I think. So there you go. You know, we've overrun.
Oh, I have, yes.
We have overrun. I do apologise for keeping everybody out late. If you need a note for your mums, do let me know and we'll get Bob to write them because he's good that way, aren't you, Bob? No.
No, mate, no.
No, not happening. It's not happening. So there you go. And Sav did go to the loo when she put her hand up. I'm here to tell you. I know you didn't see it, but she did. Look, it's been a giggle tonight, hasn't it?
You could put it that way, yeah.
I've enjoyed myself terrifically, haven't I?
Well, we could see that. I'm sure everybody watching could see that.
Well, that's good. That's the way it ought to be as well. Absolutely right. Right, we need to say goodbye. But before I say goodbye, I want to record my thanks to Andy Morrison of the New Nicotine Alliance for what he did in Scotland. I think he did a cracking job. I know he's beaten himself up a little bit, But Andy, don't. You did superb. Everybody in chat says so. Everybody that watched it last night said so, and I agree with them. You did a superb job, mate, and I'm proud of you. I'm proud to know you, and I'm proud to call you a friend. That's the way it goes. But we'll need to say goodbye, Keith.
Yes.
So until we see you next time, from everybody here, cheery bye, and vape on, vape hard, and don't let the bastards grind you down. Till we see you on the flip side, from all of us here, have a fabulous time, a fabulous weekend. We'll see you all next week. Take care.
Good
Bye
night.
bye.
Bye.